Hello Knockouts, Tonya TKO here, and today we're going to be talking about a particularly troubling video of a young lady who was sexually harassed into oncoming traffic. And I'm going to show you the video, and the video is very hard to watch, but the only thing more disturbing than the video is the victim blaming, slut shaming, and continued harassment that this young lady had to endure on the internet after that already troubling scene.
During a near-death experience, I realized there's a lot more to life than we previously thought. Now, I dedicate my life to waking people up to love. Love each other. Most importantly, love yourself.
You wanna respect me.
It took dying to learn how to live. I'm Tonya TKO. Welcome.
Body, girl. Woohoo! Look at that body. Woo! Them panties falling off her ass, though. Well, you ain't got no drawers on. Look. That booty. That shit like it talk. Look at that. She gonna get hit. Girl, damn, it ain't that serious. What the fuck? God damn. Damn, girl.
He had the nerve to follow it up with, "It ain't that serious." Really? If you were being pursued by a person who was bigger, stronger than you, talking about your private parts, following you, and you know that you can't physically fight them off, and you maybe have to walk home and they're pursuing you, making no signs of going to stop, and they're filming you, what other alternative do you have? Especially when you hear news reports of women turning down men and then ending up beaten up or killed as a result. I posted this on my Facebook page, and if you're not on my Facebook page, please come over. The links are below. It's Tonya TKO Show. As soon as I put up the video, there were men and women who came out bashing her, saying things like, "What do you expect when you go outside dressed like a prostitute?" Even women coming in on it, saying that women go outside seeking attention, but then are not happy when the attention comes. And then for me, there's one particular young lady named Bree who to me won the internet. She said, "Black men understand why they shouldn't be harassed by police or experience police brutality regardless of how they're dressed or how they speak, etc. But they don't extend the same concept of humanity to black women. And many of us are so brainwashed and have so much internalized sexism that we accept this ourselves. I don't hear these same fools saying maybe Trayvon shouldn't have been dressed like a thug." How about that now? So let's break this down point by point. First of all, this young lady was covered from head to toe. She had on a hoodie sweatshirt, a jacket on top of that, and big furry boots. So what this young man was honing in on was the fact that she had on form-fitting pants that any woman or man could wear, saying that she was dressed like a prostitute. Let's say she was dressed quote unquote like a prostitute. Let's say she was scantily clad with a little dress on and some high heel boots. Do you think that she deserves to be pursued and harassed into oncoming traffic because she's a prostitute? And let's hold that thought. I'm from the Bronx, and I've passed by Hunts Point. I've also passed by down in Times Square back in the days when they had prostitutes walking. And I've also been down to Miami Beach when the prostitutes were on the stroll. Never once have I seen men pursuing and sexually harassing prostitutes. I've never seen it. So what is the difference between a person who is quote unquote dressed like a prostitute or one who is dressed from head to toe in winter gear, fuzzy boots, sweatshirt and all? It's like, how much more could she be covered up? Is she not supposed to show any remnants of femininity? And then let's break that down even further. If she were naked, let's say she had on no clothes, bush, nipples, everything showing, and she came out into the street, does she deserve to be harassed? Does she deserve to be attacked? Does she deserve to be raped? When you make these statements that perhaps it was because of something that she was wearing that was accentuating her female form, which caused her attack, her assault, or her harassment, what you are saying covertly is that there's something about the female form that is deserving of attack, assault, or harassment. So let's break it all the way down, because anybody who would see a young lady who's coming out into the street naked and feel that their first urge is to attack, assault, rape, harass, or in any other way harm her, anybody who doesn't see that young lady and want to protect her or help her or get her some help, but instead is thinking about victimizing her, that says a lot about that person. It says a lot about your own internal urges, your own depravity, and your own lack of humanity. And point number 2, let's say this young lady was seeking attention. Let's say she put on some tight pants because she wanted to accentuate her full hips and ample buttocks because she wanted to look good to other women. Let's say this young lady is a lesbian. Does that mean that she deserves to be harassed by heterosexual men who feel that they want to mate with her? Does that mean that she should be harassed and verbally assaulted into oncoming traffic because she went outside trying to look good for other women? Let's say she just wanted to look good for herself. The female figure is a work of art. It's beautiful in its suppleness and its curviness and its abundance. Let's say this young woman wanted to accentuate her feminine parts. Or let's even say she wanted attention from men. Let's say she's single and she wanted to meet a guy who's attracted to her shape. Okay, let's say she wants a particular man. Does that mean that she deserves to be harassed by every man? Or is she allowed to say no to certain men and leave her figure looking beautiful for those men that she's interested in? How much more uninterested in that man did she need to be for him to leave her alone? Does a woman deserve to be punished and harassed for accentuating her femininity? When a person is not interested in you, what is it that makes you continue to pursue that person? At some point, it stops being about getting a date to intimidating and harassing that person. 40% of all women murdered are killed by men, by a man she used to be married to or dated. And that every 19 hours in America, a black woman is murdered by a man she used to be married to or dated. In America, every 120 seconds, a woman is raped. By the time I finish making this statement, another woman would have been raped. And let's expound upon the last point. Why? Why do you think he was doing this? The general consensus from men seems to be that, oh, he just couldn't control his urges. Really? You know, I'm constantly hearing from men that men want to be in charge and they think that they deserve to be leaders and they think that they deserve to be running things. Which one is it? Are you able to be a leader and you're able to control yourself? Or are you some wild animal out there who is complete in non-control of your body and your physiological urges? And I think that texts like the Bible help perpetuate this very harmful idea that men are otherwise in complete control of themselves until it comes to the beguiling wiles of a woman who takes him completely off of his course and leads him astray, so that his animalistic actions are not attributed to himself and his own manly, humanly self-control, but it's the fault of this woman because this woman did something to beguile him and to bewitch him, to lead him into temptation and to lead him astray, to make him eat the apple, to cut his hair while he's sleeping, to make him fall from grace. Do you think that he was doing this because he wanted a date? Do you think that he thought that pursuing her and talking about her underwear and her fat ass, do you think that he thought that was going to be able to get him a date with her? Why do you think he was doing this? This is about control, intimidation, aggression, and punishment. That he's going to punish her to be like, how dare you come out of the house accentuating your femininity, accentuating the feminine? How dare you not cover yourself because me as the animal, if I see you dare show any of your femininity, I'm going to verbally assault you, I'm going to punish you, I'm going to harass you, and I'm going to exert my will upon you, whether you like it or not, because I want to. Because walking down the street, certain men feel that they have dominion over all women, so that that woman's body is his property, so that he could say whatever it is that he chooses to say to that woman, because for that moment when he's passing by her, it doesn't matter if she's someone else's wife, it doesn't matter if she's someone's mother, it doesn't matter if she is lesbian. If he wants to verbally assault her, he will. Even so much so that this man did not have consent to film this this woman and he decided to shove a camera into her face, talking about her body parts with her face, her body, everything inside this video with no form of consent from her, and then chase her into oncoming traffic. Why? Don't men like curves? Don't they like the feminine? Don't they like bosom? So then why would men participate in activities and in actions that will deter women from even being able to accentuate the feminine? In my last video, I did a call to action for black men, for them to come forward, step up, and protect black women. And what I got on that video was a lot of vitriol. For the first time in a long time, I had to start blocking people. And it's sad to say, but black women, I think we're on our own. Because the very men who are supposed to be protecting us are oft the ones that we need protection from. And it seems that this is something that is prevalent among men of color. I've never been pursued down the street like that by a white male, by an Asian male. Sometimes when I'm jogging in the morning, I'm afraid. Because I have a very curvaceous body and I'm very buxom, and it's very difficult to hide the curvature and the mass inside of clothing. It doesn't matter how big the clothing is. And I'm afraid that some man seeing me run will use my body in its natural movements as an excuse, the excuse that he needs for why he was quote unquote driven out of control, and then hurt me, blame me. Many men present themselves as mindless beasts who are completely out of control of themselves. And if that is the case, then there is no place for you in society and you need to be locked up. This whole boys will be boys mentality actually feeds into the problem. How can you be in power if you can't control yourself? And lastly, many black men dress in what could be considered a thug uniform. Baggy clothes, baggy pants, baggy sweatshirts, sometimes a hoodie. And none of them think of that as an excuse for why they should be followed, harassed, thought of as a criminal, assaulted, beat, and killed as a result of what they're wearing. But time and time again, they feel that because of what a woman is wearing, that she deserves the assault that happens to her. By the same logic, I could say, black men, if you don't want to be shot, harassed, beat up, attacked, assaulted, take off your thug uniform, put on a suit and tie, put on some khaki pants, some Dockers, put on your corporate casuals, and dress like a person who deserves respect. But you never hear people saying that. Listen, I've said all that I'm going to say. I need your thoughts below. I need your feedback. Does a woman who is naked deserve to be raped? Is there something inherently sinful, bad, or attack inspiring about a woman's body, just in its natural naked form, the curvature of it? Is there something about the female body that deserves to be assaulted? Should black men take off this thug uniform in order to be able to get respect by the police? Does that work? There was a man who did a video dressed in a Muslim country. He had on the hijab and the abaya, and he was still harassed, followed, and even assaulted by a man on the street, and he was completely covered.
Layers of cosmetics to make actor Waleed Hamad look like a woman. An epidemic of sexual harassment. But then things take a dangerous turn.
Yeah, that's the one that kept following me for 45 minutes.
No matter where Waleed goes, the man follows. When Waleed ignores his plea for a date, the man gets aggressive.
Ultimately, he grabbed you. You were scared.
Yeah. Like, I didn't know what he was gonna do.
And
as a man, I can't imagine living my life like that every single day.
is something he wouldn't wish on anyone.
When are we going to get out of this idea that men can't control themselves? If you can't control yourself, not only do you not deserve to be in power, but you don't deserve to be free in society. And that is my final statement. Hug me. Leave your comments below. I need to hear from you. Is there something wrong with being a woman, so that our body should be a prison of our own femininity, so that if we are in this prison, we deserve to be attacked or assaulted by anyone else? Listen, just give me a hug. I got to get out of here. Hug me. Hug me. I love you all very much. Oh. Go out there and love one another. Most importantly, what? That's right. Love yourself. follow me on social media. Come over to my website, tonyatko.com, and I make videos every Wednesday, so make sure that you come back, join my mailing list on my website, and get a copy of my free book, How to Truly Love Yourself and Heal Old Trauma. And I'm out. Peace. And I want to ask black men to stand up. Stand up, black men. Your women don't feel safe. Your children don't feel safe. People wonder why black women are so hard. Do we even have the luxury of being soft? The homes we live in can be taken from us at any time. If the grocery stores close down, we won't have any food. The three most important factors for survival are all controlled by white people. We own nothing of inheritable or appreciating value. And as a relationship expert, I am constantly hearing from black men that black men are actually waiting around